Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Kindly subscribe and turn on the notification bell in case I drop a new video. Today we'll be looking at a beginner tutorial on Microsoft Excel. I've opened my Microsoft Excel as you can see on the screen. I've got some ready-made templates that you can work with, but as a beginner it is not advisable to work with this ready-made template, rather a blank workbook. So we'll be looking at this shortly. And right here I have my recent documents, okay, and as you can see you have got a little pin here. What this pin means is once you click on it, it will get the document pinned. That is, it wouldn't mix up with other document that you have recently opened. Okay, and this is okay when you have two or more documents that you work with constantly, and you wouldn't want them to get mixed up with other documents you are going to open. So you can just easily pin them, and once they are pinned, so they are not going to mix up with this document regardless of the number of times you open document. All right, they remain constant, and you can easily unpin as you just go back to the little pin, unpin. So you can see it on the so you can see guys right on the screen. Okay, and here we have got our new, that's in case you want to open a new document, though this you can also find it on the home, right? But also here the new, you can have as many templates here. All right, but as I've said earlier, it's better you work with the blank workbook as a beginner. And open, this is where you want to open your saved document. All right, so and you can just easily browse to where you have them saved. So now let's get to it. All right, so let's get started. So as I've said earlier, this is a beginner tutorial. Okay, so hence I'll be talking on some basic formulas on Excel. All right, I'll be talking on some basic formulas on Excel, ranging from the sum, subtraction, multiplication, and divide. So I'll take you guys through different ways at which you can use these formulas. But before getting started, let me quickly introduce you guys to my workbook. All right, so this is a workbook environment. All right, it's a workbook environment, and in the workbook we have got our sheets. So you can see right here, and you can open as many sheets as you want. You can see the plus sign here. You can just keep opening and opening. All right, so that's that on that. And of course you can delete. If you want to delete, just come right here, you right click, then delete. It's as easy as that. Okay, you delete. So, and another thing I want you guys to know is that you can also rename. You can rename. Okay, I don't want this sheet to be sheet 1, right? I just want to make it, okay, let's say formula, right? So you can rename and of course you can another way to rename, instead of right clicking, going to rename, the shortest way you can do this is just double click. Once you double click, then you can do that formula. All right, it's as easy as that. So another thing I want you guys to know is that we have got our tabs here: the home tab, insert tab, page layout tab, down to the help tab, and under each tab we have got our ribbons. They are called ribbons, right? All of these you are seeing here, they are called ribbons, and the ribbons are grouped for easy accessibility. Okay, here we have the clipboard group, we have the font group, we have the alignment group, we have the number group. As time progresses, you get to know the function of these tabs. All these tabs you have here, they have their different functions. And another thing I want you guys to know is that each cell has its name. This is called the cell. All right, it's called the cell, and these are what? These are called columns. Column A, column B, column C, column D, and these are called rows. Row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4. So for you to easily understand, column is in vertical form while row is horizontal. Okay, and here these are called cell. All right, they are called cell, and each cell has its name. Okay, so for you to know the name of the cell you are working with, you can, once you click on a cell, you can have it here on the name box. This is C3. How is this C3? We have got it under column C, right in front of the third row. All right, as you can see, C3. It is very, very important to know this, because as time progresses you get to work with this cell name. All right, they are very, very important when working on Excel. So let's not waste much of our time. Okay, so another thing I want you guys to know before we begin proper is that before you input any formula on your Excel, you have got to start with the equals to. This you are seeing right on the screen, because without it, any command you input on your cell or any calculation you input on your cell would not read. Let's take for instance, I want to, as we have here, I want to I want to sum up 100 and 70 together without the equal sign. Let's see what happens. I have 100 plus 70, then you press your enter key. You see, nothing, no effect. All right, so any formula whatsoever you want to use on Excel, it has to start with the equal sign. All right, so now sum, let's sum 100 plus 70 together, equals to 100 plus 70. Then you press your enter key. We have our 170, which is correct. All right, that's the first way you can sum on Excel. Another way you can also sum on Excel is by doing this, equals to sum. It pops up options for you to pick from which of these command you want to use. But we are using the sum. In later videos we'll get to know more about sum, but this is a basic tutorial for beginners. All right, so we are starting with the sum. As soon as this pops up, what you do is you press the tab key for continuation. As soon as you press the tab key, okay, so we have got number 1 and number 2. What it's telling you is that which is the first number you want to add, and the number 2 is telling us that which is the second number you want to add. You can add as many numbers as you want, but in this case we have just 2 numbers, that's 100 and 70. Then what do? Just press your 100. All right, you can see the 100, the number 1 is bolding, right? Then as soon as you, and after the number 1, you can see a comma. The comma is telling you that as soon as you press me, I'm gonna request for the second number you want to add. Okay, then comma. You can see number 2 is bolding, telling us, oh, what's the second number you want to add together? Then I press my 70. Okay, you can see number 3, but in this case we have just 2 numbers we want to add together, so just number 1 and number 2. Then what do? You press your enter key. All right, so we have gotten our answer. Okay, so another way to sum, that's the second way. Then another way to sum, which for me is easier, is using the cell number. As I have told you, the cell number is very important. Let's take for instance now, maybe you are working with a larger sheet where you have details that are so much that once you start working after the order, it takes too much time. So what do you do in this case? So you work with the cell number, because okay, putting the number rather itself would not change anything. Okay, let's say this 100 here, I don't want this 100 here again. I want the 100 to be 90. I want it to be 90. As soon as you press 90, this still remain constant. So you still need to come here, then put your 90. Then it takes a lot of time. Who has time? All right. So the easiest way for you to do this is come here, equals to sum again. Okay. Tab, as I've said. Then you work with the cell number. 90 is what? Okay, let me change this back to 100 so that we don't confuse ourselves. Okay, so and if you want to undo, you Ctrl Z to go back to the previous way you want it, and if you want to redo, it's Ctrl Y. All right, redo. Okay, I had 90 before, right? Then I pressed Ctrl Z, it took me back to 100. If I want to go back to that 90, just press Ctrl Y. When you press Ctrl Y, it takes you back to the 90 after you haven't made any action. Okay, so that's on that. Ctrl Y for redo, Ctrl Z for undo. So now, to make this easier, you work with the with the cell number equals to sum, okay, then tab, okay, then just press here. This is the 100 is under column E, right in front of what? Column row 6. Then just press it. You can see E6, E6, right? Then comma. You can see. Then we'll be adding our 7. Our 70 is what? G6, G6. Then just press it. It's very, very easy. Then enter. We have our answer. So in this case now, I don't want this 100 to be here. I want it to be 90. You can see it changes automatically. Very, very easy. So this is the fastest and easiest way to work with sum, in case you are working with a large number of people or something. Do you understand? So that's that. Then for subtraction, I want to subtract 50 from 100. All right, how do we do that? The equals to, very, very important. All right, the subtraction has really no issue. Okay, just 100, okay, minus sign, then 50, then enter. You have a 50. Right, so the subtraction does not really have too much problem. All right, and it's very, very straightforward. Okay, then for multiplication, in Excel, the multiplication command is this star. Command. It represents what the multiplication sign. Take note of that. All right, so let's get to it. The equal sign again, then 10, then times, okay, then 5 equals to 50. Do you understand? So the multiplication command is very, very straightforward. Then lastly, for division, equals to, again, 100 divided by, that's the slash sign, what we call slash and all of that, then 5, okay, then enter. Very, very straightforward. Okay, so that's that on that. So this is a basic tutorial for people who are new to Microsoft Excel. Then lastly, I would want us to work with this. All right, so now I have names here with their subject score, with their scores in maths and English, and I want to add them together. So another thing before going there, another thing is, you can see my serial, I don't have serial numbers here, right? Then if you want to add your serial number, I know some people will just be like 1 2 3 4. Now imagine you are working with a larger number. What do? Will you keep doing that when you have hundreds of people? Will you keep doing 1 2 3? No, it's very, very difficult for you to do that. So how do I do? So you can just, if I want to erase this easily, you can just right click, then clear content. All right, to easily do that for you. But let me bring it back, Ctrl Z. Then another way you can do that, once you highlight, you can just press the delete button on your keyboard. Very, very easy. Okay, so the fastest way to do this is, once you have put in one or two numbers, the Excel will automatically read 1 2. All right, so just highlight together, you highlight the two together, then you draw down. You can see it automatically reads itself. All right, very, very easy. So another way you can do that is, let's clear again. Another way you can easily do this is, you come here, 1, then you can just drag. Once you drag, you can see we are having 1 1 1 1, which is very, very incorrect. Just come here. This is the autofill option. Then there's a arrow facing down. You have this drop down, then you just press a fill series. All right, fill series. Just come here. Okay, that's updated. So let's try the last option. You can have something like this. Once you have pressed your first number, just double click here together. So it's, instead of you dragging down, just double click, it will automatically fill the whole cell for you with that same number. Then you come here, then fill series. That's for that. Then let's come back here. So now let's sum up this scores for Bola. So what do? If you want to sum, the easiest way, then it's equals to sum, then tab. So you can just come right here, you can just highlight them together instead of this comma and this, just highlight them together and it works. In the initial point I was saying the equal sign, sum, right, tab, then you press your this, then comma, then this, then equals to. All right, but the easiest way for you, another easiest way for you to do this, equals to sum, right, then just drag this together, then enter. And once that is done, so this formula will automatically fill up for this other student. All right, instead of you coming here again, equals to sum, then this one together, enter, it will take a lot of time. Then what do? So since you have used this formula for this first person who is Bola, just come right here, then double click, it automatically fill up for others. All right, so we'll be stopping here for today. Thank you. Kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell, share, comment and like. Bye.